Pentagon's working on a chilling project for robots to not only do the fighting itself, but also to act as digital generals, controlling life or death decisions then, potentially. Sensors will link air, land, sea, space and cyberspace forces, making a split-second choice if they have to over who and where to shoot. The system's dubbed the Joint All-Domain Command and Control, or GADC2, and it's soon planned to do the job of even senior military staff. But it's a huge worry, huge concerns over excluding humans from decisions, especially if that technology fails. We put the whole issue of removing people from key military positions up for debate then.
Almost on a daily basis.
War is really a simple thing. I've done it. And I know that there's new technology out there that has complicated it somewhat, but it's about closing with and destroying the enemy through firepower maneuver. That's it. Well, there is such a thing as too much data. If you get too much data, you actually create a lot of friction in the decision making. All you're doing is actually increasing the vulnerability of the forces engaged in combat by creating points that can be eliminated.
There is no danger of human beings being replaced in the decision-making cycle anytime soon. Robots are bringing together huge amounts of data. There's so much data now that is being fed into different places. We need something to help the human brain keep up with it.
The point is, when you let machines make the decisions that they have found the correct target and that this is the appropriate situation in which to engage that target, and if the machine also is going to be tasked with any responsibility for deciding, well, are there civilians around? Is there some other reason why we don't want to attack this target right now? You're basically making it fully autonomous.
There are no pure autonomous weapon systems out there today that are fielded by any Western country. And we're simplifying conflict currently. There are very few conflict situations where you simply close and kill the enemy. Most of the conflict situations we find ourselves in at the moment are dealing with enemies who are living within the population.
We haven't won a war on terrorism yet. I mean, that's just the bottom line. We've lost everyone we've engaged in. And one of the reasons why is that we've
defeated the IRA in Northern Ireland, so there's one.
Yeah, the IRA wasn't engaged with artificial intelligence. The IRA was engaged with old-fashioned human ingenuity. The victory was achieved through diplomacy, not military force.
In Northern Ireland, was deployed there, so artificial intelligence was used.
We've brought in all these systems of systems, and it's just not working. You've actually put the people on the ground's lives at risk.
If your military took the high ground and said, we don't want to use AI, it's all about the people, it's all about the human interaction in the state of war, what about the bad guy? What about the enemies? What about the competing armies? If they've got the technology, wouldn't you want your military top brass to be up to speed with that kind of technology?
We're developing these systems in the U.S. Russia is developing them also, so is China, so are other countries. And we're going to stand these systems up against each other. If we are really challenging the other side very intensely, we're going to want to turn these systems on so that they're ready to respond in a moment's notice to an attack from the other side. And then if something happens that looks like an attack, you start shooting, they start shooting. Now there's a real fight going on, and how do you stop it once the machines have started it? This is why this is so dangerous.
As we get more and more sensors and we get more and more complexities in warfare, it's important that that data is brought in a way that a human being can digest it in small packets and add it to the human decision-making cycle.
We win wars by closing with and destroying the enemy, whether it's a conventional force or a terrorist, with firepower maneuver, and we have to kill the right enemy. War, at the end of the day, is about humans fighting humans. It's a very human endeavor. And when you try to simplify it by bringing in machinery, computers and such, all you've done is create an artificiality that other humans are going to readily defeat.